Hey guys, Mateo here. I'm the Guildmaster of Pathogen Gaming, and this is Week 2, Nilgal Hall of Trials Triple S Run. So first things first, these get plus 30% attack, plus 20% HP and defense this week. The debuff you need to land to get the plus 50% damage taken to Nilgal is Bleed. And let's see, what else do we got here? Rangers take... Rangers deal 30% less damage, so Rangers aren't going to be that great here this week, and you receive 30% less healing. So healers are going to be struggling just a little bit this week. Now I'm using Biken. Now let's say you don't have Biken, right? And that's fine. There are other thieves out there. There are other bleed debuffs out there. So Assassin Cartusia brings bleed, Surin brings bleed, Haste probably the best candidate here, being a fire thief that brings bleed. Let's see, Lilibeth brings bleed, Gunther, Chaos Sect Axe, and there are some ice units that bring bleed, and I mean we can get into that if you're really hurting that bad for the debuff, but Enot and Sigrid also bring bleed.
Just this once, all right?
As you notice, I'm not using Tamarin or Diane or anybody. I'm really not using a Soul Weaver at all. Since the rework or the Mola refund, I'm having the time of my life with Guider Aether, being pretty well built, and he is my healer now for most PvE content. He does a lot of damage, has heal, has continuous heal, has barrier, depending on which special weapon you use or exclusive equipment. So, and that was a pretty good round one. Again, I'm using Kitty Clarissa as my cleanse, but if you wanted to use, you know, like a Dingo, you wanted to use Dingo. If you wanted to use Tamarin, you know, or if you wanted to just bring a Soul Weaver with Vile as well, that also Tamarin, then you're more than welcome to do that. I'm just using Kitty Clarissa.
I'm all ready.
Yahoo! Preparation complete.
And for immunity, I am using Vivian, who's dangerously low back there in the back.
Destruction. Answer my call.
But you can use Angelica or anybody like that. Also for cleanse, you can use Lilius if you wanted to bring Lilius instead of anybody in this group. She's another great unit for this.
Let's try again.
Poison bomb.
I'm all ready.
This is the start. Meow. Meow meow.
Now, bringing a healer, bringing somebody like, you know, bringing your Tamarin or somebody like that is going to be a little bit more stable than this. I have all of the exclusive equipments for Guider Aether, so I'm not that worried. Or, you know, I'm pretty set without a Soul Weaver. But if you don't have that at your disposal, then you don't think that you have to copy what I'm doing. Definitely bring a Soul Weaver, get your triple S that way. Make it... I don't know if that's enough for me to S3 and then just go ahead and push him. I don't know. We want to gamble? We want to gamble, team? Let's gamble. Woo!
Is it time for me, meow?
The run boils down to this.
Who wants to play? Meow. Here. Meow.
And he's pushed. And he's
Very
bleeding.
Interesting.
Couldn't have drafted it better. Well, I mean, Viking could have attack buff. That would that would definitely help me right now. And then I'll get my attack buff back up. I have the exclusive equipment on where he gives an attack buff on his S3. So not only is this going to be a full heal, but it also gives attack buff for Viking right here.
Can't you handle this?
And then Vivian's S3 is back off cooldown. Unlike last time, my Vivian actually has the Mola now, because thanks to the Mola refund. Thank you, Mola refund. Everybody say thank you, Mola refund. So this is already triple S, even though my Viking is apparently too slow to detonate these. To get another turn. Is she going to get the turn? Oh! She got the turn! Well, here we go, guys. Big damages. Bam. Oh my. Extra turn. Don't mind if we do. So who goes first? Unfortunately, he went first.
Are you confident?
So,
Forbidden spell.
and this should be the pacing, right? So I specifically have made my Vivian a little bit weaker. She's not doing nearly as much damage as she should or anything like that, because I want her to be the fastest person in the group. I want her turns to cycle so that she can always put up the immunity buff when the boss transition, right? So I'm not sitting here with unhealable on me or poison on me for very long, especially since I don't have a Soul Weaver in my group with Potion Vial, Wondrous Potion Vial. But even if I did, I want that safety, right? I want this to be something that I can replicate all the time, or not even just replicate. Maybe this is something I want to run on auto, right? Now, if I wanted to run this on auto, I'd have to tune it. I'd have to do the speed tuning just a little bit different. I got a double S on auto with this same comp maybe 10-15 minutes ago, and we were dying. We were definitely dying. It's because my kitty Clarissa's too fast, so she actually would cleanse. It worked the first 2 times where she would S3 after Nilgal does his ultimate, but at 190 speed, she eventually got faster than him. So that she would cleanse, and then she did her S3, and then he did his ultimate, and then we all died. And so I was a double S. So if you wanted to tweak the speeds or anything, this composition that I'm using right now is capable of getting a triple S on auto.
I'll play with you just this once, alright?
I'm all ready.
Rihanna and Luciella is doing mad work today.
Are you confident?
Please don't kill my Aether.
Clarissa wants to play meow. Is it
I
time
need
for
him.
meow? I'll do what I want. Here.
Now, the only reason I'm doing this now instead of holding it is because he's about to die. So I'm not all that concerned.
Left, yeah.
Poison bomb.
Can't you handle this?
Now, if Vivian would have died, I would have been concerned. That's close. But granted, she only has 7k HP, so.
Destroying everything is too much.
Now, understand that this is just kind of a guide or a walkthrough on just how to casually get your triple S, right? As of right now, there's no reward for getting super high score. I mean, if we wanted to push this as high as we can, then there's a lot of gear swapping, and I would not be using some of these units. I'd probably swap out I don't know. I'd have to think about it, right? I'd have to really think about it on how to get like a super duper high score. I'd probably swap Baiken's gear to give her more damage, get her to like 5k attack or something like that. Probably do the same with Aether. They don't need to be really fast or anything. I'm using Edicaceptor on Aether, so he always had his S2 and S3 available. So there's definitely some things I could be doing to make these two stronger. I could even make Vivian stronger and faster. I just have to take some gear off one of my main characters, put it on her, bring her up to, I don't think she's even at 3k attack, so then I could get 5-6 million points. But there you have it. Here's the battle results. Of course, you saw Baiken putting in the work, Rihanna and Luciella doing all of the work. If you do not have Rihanna and Luciella, Torn Sleeve from the Guilty Gear event does work. If you don't have Torn Sleeve, Portrait of the Saviors does work. That's also from the Guilty Gear. If you don't have Portrait of the Saviors, because we're at the same point where you did not do Guilty Gear event, then Tonfa definitely works. Dust Devil, you can Dust Devil on her. You're getting more S1 proc, getting more bleeds up on him. It's not a problem at all. And then see there's Guider Aether doing the healing, number 2 in damage. So this is why I use Guider Aether everywhere in PvE, because not only is this my healer, putting out the barrier, getting the attack buff, doing the heal, doing the continuous healing, it's also doing some sick damage up there while doing it. Just like Clury, just like Lorena, just some very well put together units. And so that's what I got, guys. If you like this, if you want to see more like it, please feel free to like and subscribe to this. And if you don't know what Nilgal does at all, right? Because I did go more in depth on this in week 1. I will leave the week 1 card up above. If you just click on the little white exclamation point in the upper right hand corner, go to week 1, click that video, watch it, and we'll kind of go over turn by turn what does Nilgal do and some of the ingredients that you need to do to counter that or counteract that. So the big thing that everybody always wants to see is the gear, so I'll definitely take you to the gear and we'll take a look at it. So this is my kitty Clarissa, SSS imprint. She is, I could probably get her to 15. But this is her, nothing too serious. I don't really use her a lot anymore, except for specific teams in Guild Wars. On offense, because this was defense, I obviously wouldn't be showing you what her stats are or anything. So she, she's 76% effectiveness. I did swap some things around on her off of her because I don't use her in arena anymore. So I wanted to give some more effect resistance to other units. So I definitely neutered her a lot, but 200 speed. And pretty decent defense. So that's what I was using for her in the front row. So not too bad there. This is my Baiken. Come on. She's plus 12. I have all of the lead chances up. The CR on her S3. I pulled her relatively early in the Guilty Gear event, so I didn't actually get or feel the need to get Torn Sleeve, so I didn't actually pull a lot, so never got an extra copy of her. This is her stats. She has no speed. It's basically just crit, 250% or 248% critical hit damage. She has 30% effectiveness and 4.5k attack. So yeah, there was a chance that I don't crit there. I'm running Midnight Bloom, by the way, and Guider Aether is right above her. So this is my Guider Aether. Pretty stocky for a DPS or healer, whatever you want to, or for a DPS, I should say. 3.7k attack, 222% crit damage, 76% crit, bringing it home. Using this one, Whispered Faith, the exclusive equipment that gives the attack to all units on 2 turns. You can also swap that. Yes, I rolled a bunch of these for this. You can also run this one, where his barrier covers all allies. His barrier is twice as good as DN's. Twice as good as DN. It almost covers like a third of everybody's HP. It's nuts. So if you want to run that one too, that one's also nuts. And then there's my Vivian down here. Like I said, she's pretty weak. She's still level 50. She's on the back burner. I have a bunch of other characters I want to get to level 60 first. So this is what her moles are, and this is where she is. I just needed her to be the fastest. so that she could cycle turns to always have her S3 available before Nilgal's ultimate. And I'm running Midnight Bloom because this is just some thrown together team. None of them have 100% crit, so I needed the 16% crit from Midnight Bloom from the anniversary event that we just had. So that's it, guys. Until next time. Peace.